When we crossed 40K subscribers, I put out a poll to the community.
What they wanted you to do.
I said, should I play Warhammer 40K in honor of...
hitting 40K.
40K. And I know we're a little bit beyond, we're a little bit above that now, but
we're
no
not
time
playing it right now.
like the present. We're unboxing Forbidden Stars.
Which is impressive considering your disdain for shrink wrap and for opening things and taking them off the shelf. So
that is true.
This is progress.
That is true. Here's the thing. Forbidden Stars is a game that literally no one has unopened copies of anymore.
Why?
Because people like me open them.
How did you get a copy that's unopened then?
Devin Talks Tabletop.
Yes.
Through one of his supporters, got access to a copy of Forbidden Stars.
This is the game that you traded for him for his giveaway, and you bought the fan-made expansions already.
I traded
one of
him
his favorite games.
Final Girl and a few other things. This is, I believe, his #1 game.
That's so interesting that it's a Warhammer game.
It's a Warhammer,
The amount of Warhammer we see at these board game stores that we go to in all of these towns is insane. It takes up the whole store.
It's massive. And I was told by the community not to get into hardcore Warhammer.
Yeah.
But they did say try an adjacent property. And Forbidden Stars is a well-known, well-beloved adjacent property that Shira deals, I believe, with a degree of area control, which is one of your favorite mechanisms of all time. Mm-hmm. We don't actually know a lot about this game going in.
No, not at all.
What I do know is that...
This is not a typical unboxing.
What I do know is that Devin loves it. What else I know is that this is an insanely rare copy to have. I also know that I have the fan-made expansions on the way because the pre-order was limited, and Devin was ordering them, and I had to do so as well.
Of course.
And I also know that if we decide that we don't like this game, it reverts back to Devin for him to share, give away to his community. This was something that was given to him to
give away.
To give away, so he had access to it. And
so many people, he told his community about the giveaway and the trade that he made, and so many people are like, that is worth so much more than the games Jesse gave him?
Yeah.
He's like, but I cannot repay Jesse for his kindness. Devin,
so,
you're too sweet.
On our side, on my side, this is an opportunity to play and potentially add something to our permanent collection. A rare game that's never leaving.
Yeah, if it's not going into a permanent collection, it's going back to Devin.
It's going back to Devin. Yeah, that's the rules. That's the stakes.
Look, it's got miniatures.
But we couldn't
this
pass
is going
up.
off to a great start.
All right,
Look at them. In our favorite colors, too. Favorite colors.
Green and red.
Yeah, those are them.
You will find no peace among the stars. It is the 41st millennium, and dark powers vie for control of the galaxy. Mighty fleets and ships and legions of terrifying ferocity venture forth in a quest for dominance. The Imperium of mankind, the Craftwood of Eldar,
Craftworld,
the Heretics of Chaos, and the endless Orc hordes all aim their sights on the newly discovered Hurricane Cluster. The vast darkness of space will soon run red with blood and fire. By the way, I just read confidently. I don't always read the entire
We've diagnosed him with dyslexia at this point in his life. At 29, he has got an official diagnosis from a nurse.
I'm old. You are a nurse. Was the second part of the flavor text. By the way, this whole unboxing video, in case you're tired, this is not how we typically do it here at Quackalope. Normally we pilfer the whole thing with B-roll. Normally we make it as tight and clean and neat as possible. Our goal here is honestly just to start discovering this game. Yeah. I know I should be excited. Now I need to learn why.
In Forbidden Stars, 2 to 4 players each take the helm of a mighty faction from the Warhammer 40K universe. Dominate rich planetary systems and use their resources to fuel your engines of war. Brave the madness of the warp. Transform your worlds into impenetrable bastions and slaughter your foes. Only the strongest will survive. Oh, Jesse's lost cause.
Oh no. You gonna open it? Oh, you scoundrel. She took my Spyderco Paramilitary 3.
That's in current need of...
It does need repair. I'm going to be sending my... Those of you that are big fans of this Spyderco Paramilitary, I am going to be sending this off for repairs, because I lost a screw from one side, and
you've been wanting to change the...
I need to sharpen it.
Not sharp... Also,
they're not going to change the clip. We have to change the clip ourselves. Yeah, we have to change the clip ourselves. I've been looking into a lot of EDC. A little bit of damage here, that makes sense, because it's like 2014 when this thing came out.
Wow.
It's old.
So many people are yelling at us not to have taken that out of the screen.
I want to play. Final Fantasy Games Summer 2015 catalog.
Wow. What was coming out in 2015?
Oh man, let's see. Forbidden Stars was.
Yeah.
Imperial Assault.
Okay.
Star Wars Armada. X-Wing. Zoom.
I have never
XCOM.
Oh.
Conquest.
These are all for
Eldritch Horror. Star Wars the card game. Force and Destiny. The Witcher. Interesting. Old Witcher IP. Game of Thrones the card game. 2nd edition. Descent. Netrunner. Netrunner was still alive back in the day. It's back alive now, but you know.
The first
Game of Thrones the board game. Whoa.
Arkham Horror, TI,
So, like,
which version of TI? 3rd edition.
Yeah, so not all of these are released then. These are the ones that are in the stock, though, right? These are the ones that you could purchase, right? But this is what they're advertising back in the day. Which, honestly, if I was going to see a Fantasy Flight catalog, it would probably not be too different from this. Fantasy Flight has a few things that are, like, big for them. You don't need the text thing. All right.
Learn to play.
Rules reference and the Learn to Play guide. You're gonna start reading it immediately. Just going through. Classic rules reference. Just text upon text upon text.
All right. No peace among the stars. Distant stars and lost planets seemed to hang motionless in the void before Ulysses Ethenos, but he knew better. The machinery of the galaxy turned ever onward, inexorable and eternal. In his mind's eye, the rogue trader could see the expanse before him, filled with barges bursting with conscripted laborers, shrine ships gilded with icons of the Imperial Creed, and grand cruisers of the naval battle fleets.
Cool.
There's so much flavor text.
We have our player boards here. Now, the expansions, the fan expansions we're going to be getting in are just brand new, like, brand new characters.
Yeah,
I do
there's
believe
4 main factions here. There's the Ultramarines, World Eater Chaos Space Marines, Crafty Eandin Eldar, and the Evil Sons Orcs. I'll probably be the Orcs or the Chaos.
I do believe we need to get miniatures for them, though. Because I don't think the order that I placed
order has miniatures.
Was actually with miniatures included. I think you have to order like a custom 3D printed system or something like that.
Interesting.
So we have our cardboard here. I mean, 2014 cardboard. Let's just say...
it's only warped a little.
You know, it's not...
Where's the missing piece?
It's not as bad as some...
Piece?
Huh?
There's a missing piece. Right up there. A hex. Is it in there?
It's in there, yeah.
Okay.
It's not as bad as some games, but it's about what you expect for...
So interesting looking at quality from 2014.
Particle board.
We're currently 8 years later.
The inside of the box is curved, which I wonder if it was standing on like a rest or something like that.
I'm curious to see the quality of miniatures. I'll open the blue ones.
I mean, I love the classic Fantasy Flight, Fantasy Flight style of just a bucket to place everything back into.
Also, like, they have to take up space.
Yeah, every game when it comes to like retail shelves and stuff like that has a certain dimension it needs to meet.
And how the miniatures just came in bags. Yeah. You know, like how nowadays
miniatures... not Fantasy Flight. Like, Fantasy Flight is kind of... Fantasy Flight is the publisher that's big enough that it doesn't need to care about anyone. Yeah. And so they're willing to just dump things,
I know, but like nowadays, no one would dare put I don't know if
most things like this would come in...
inserts.
Actual inserts, yeah.
They're decent miniatures.
They're decent miniatures.
Quality is pretty good. I mean, I think the material is comparable to what we get nowadays. Nothing is really broken. Oh, except you're kind of leany.
I do love. We have a little bit of damage on the player board on the board itself due to the miniatures floating around in it.
Interesting.
Because they just all live in there.
I don't know if these are intentionally leaned on their side or if
they're not. They're crushed. So it looks like here we have all of the tiles that kind of go to build out the world.
Yeah, I was looking at...
I actually love the aesthetic of this, though. These planets look awesome.
So you set them up in 2-player, you have a 2x3, 3-player, 3x3, and then a 4x3. You get bigger and bigger, and it looks like you each start out kind of on a location.
The locations look great. Are the different factions unique? It does look like the different factions are unique, yeah. Which is also something that I've always appreciated with Fantasy Flight games. Like, they were one of the first to make robots.
The two comparable things.
Even the flags are unique. The robots are unique. The ships look awesome.
These are my ships.
I mean, these things look fantastic.
I like how they went to the extra detail, making them asymmetric.
Yeah, which wasn't something that I think you saw a lot of.
Back then.
Like, and we say back then, but really the industry has changed a lot.
8 years. I mean.
Here's the flags for the orcs.
2014.
Check that out.
It wasn't even legal.
Yeah, I mean, Here it looks like we have some various... Oop, that bag is not the strongest bag I've ever seen.
I mean, it's been in a box for 8 years.
Split down the seam there. Here we have the different keeps and areas around the board.
I want to see there's...
The detail's very nice.
Yeah.
Details.
That's the orc faction, you said?
Well, no, this is like generic on the board.
No,
the orc faction is this one.
Oh, that's cool.
Which it looks like there's holes for like standees or something.
There are standees. Right here.
Oh, okay. And those are the things that you're going to prostate them on.
Let's see. Here.
Oh, interesting. Weird bases, too.
Yeah.
Cool. I
dig that.
I kind of like that.
I do.
Yours is, I feel, backwards.
Who's to say what's backwards and what's forwards?
I think that's the front of the ship.
I think this is pointing to the front.
Yeah, I don't think that's the front.
I disagree.
I don't know. Very stressful.
Don't know.
We have some of the cutest little dice.
Oh, they're very adorable.
Look at them. They feel hollow.
Yeah. Interesting. They have different die faces on them. What's the rule reference?
Rule reference is going to have no pictures.
I honestly don't think mine is backwards.
No.
Look, right here. Haha, I was right. Look, ship assembly. The 3 guns are pointing with the same place that the arrow is.
Show off.
Ha! Even at Warhammer, I'm gonna beat you.
For eons, our people have walked the stars. For ages uncounted, we ruled them without opposition. Yet now we are but a shadow of what we once were, even Irlander. The flame of Asciarn. Again, I read confidently. I have no idea what I'm actually saying.
It's also probably not real English. Oh, it's also in script.
Is diminished to little more than embers. We are the ghost warriors, and we must preserve what we can of our people. Yet the Elder walks the path of destiny, and our simple survival is not worth denying our fate. That fate has brought us here, to the brightened expanse of the void the humans call Hercon Cluster. Only the seers know what we come to find here and what horrors we shall face, but the course of destiny cannot be averted.
Oh,
Cool.
I was wondering where you're reading. Okay.
I was reading from the back flavor
Commander,
text.
we have seen an astropathic relay from the expeditionary fleet of Ulysses Ithanos, who has uncovered a safe warp passage to the Hercon Cluster. The warp storms that surrounded that lost region have abated, and the worlds once thought consumed are intact and inhabited. Our strike cruisers are en route to capture Ulysses Passage. Orders have been disseminated through the company. The inhabited systems are to be secured for Imperial compliance. All traders on Xenos' threats are to be purged and the loyal worlds made safe. Any rebellious worlds must be brought to heel. For the Emperor Gilman and Macraj, Brother Sergeant Corellius. So interesting.
So, if you're watching still, we're going to be playing this soon, and hopefully producing a full-on past 2 AM style gameplay video with Devin from Devin Talks Tabletop. It's one of his favorites. He's going to be excited to teach us, and from my side, I'm excited to show it off, dive into something historic, and celebrate crossing 40,000 subscribers by playing a well-known and beloved game that is now no longer available.
That would be really fun.
Anywhere.
You know, if we got these classic games and saved them to open when we hit milestones.
Yeah, I mean, how do you know what's going to be...
go along with your not wanting to take anything out of shrink.
How do you know what's going to be classic, though, in the day? We could do, Marvel Zombies and save it for 5 years, But then, are people still interested then? It's almost cooler to, grab Marvel Zombies and, give it away in 5 years, because then no one will have it.
I hear.
I don't know.
I hear.
It's a weird puzzle.
Simon's 50th campaign. Wasn't Marvel Zombies Simon's 50th campaign?
It was, yeah.
When we hit 50K, we should do something.
Hopefully we'll have it by then.
Of course.
I mean, I'd love, maybe we'll hit 50K this year. I'd love to. We'll see.
This is cool. Hey, I want to see the expansions. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I don't think they come with minis, but I think there's a way to get minis for them. They're mainly boards and cards, I believe.
Yeah.
So, but they're apparently really well refined and balanced.
Cool.
So, we'll see. We're going to be adding to it. We're going to be doing some gameplay. Either way, if you're a fan of 40K, if you're a fan of Forbidden Stars, if you're jealous of this game, let us know. If you want Devin to actually end up giving it away.
Did you go through the cards?
Hopefully we don't like it. I looked at them quickly. The art's really nice.
Yeah. It looks cool.
Alright, we're going to get this sleeved. We're going to get this closed up. We're going to make it nice. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. we'll see you next time.